Welcome to the Dream Possible podcast with Nikki K, episode number one. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited that you're here with me. I've been thinking about starting a podcast for some time now because I wanted to find a way to give more value for free to everybody who's listening, and like let you a little bit more into my world. And I felt like written words and like shorter videos and all the other ways that I'm doing that is just not enough. So that's why I decided to start this podcast, and I'm really hoping that it's going to be a great way to just share my message better and find an easier way and a better way and a more personal way to do it. So, for the first episode, let's jump right in. The topic that I decided on for today is what's a dream life? And I'm going to share it in a way that is true to me. So, what I'm trying to say is that there can be so many ways to imagine and to describe your dream life. And I talk a lot about dream life on my platforms. And so I felt like there's a clarification needed here. Like, what do I mean when I say dream life? So, what's a dream life? A dream life, like, does that include fancy travels and fast sport cars and luxurious villas and all those things? Does it include it? Well, yes and no. So, yes, if that's what's really true to you, that's something that you really, really, truly want, then yes. If you really don't want that, then no. So, by this little example, you could guess that dream life is, in my understanding and in my world, to say that, um, is really unique to you, the person who has the life. Okay, so my dream life is going to look completely different to your dream life and to somebody else's dream life and everybody else's dream life. There's probably not, like, there's not going to be 100% match, that's for sure, because we are all different people, we have all different circumstances, we want all different things, we want to experience different things, we want to have different things, we do have different things in our lives right now. So when I say dream life, I mean a life that is true and honest and authentic to you and what you want. This maybe sounds simple, maybe sounds too vague. So I'm just gonna, unpack it and like give a little bit of more of an insight. So let me just quickly check my notes that I wrote to make sure that, I will cover everything. So the first thing that we need to clear is what you personally truly want. Why is this important? And what does this mean? What I mean when I say this is that we need to uncover, like, if you want to know what's your dream life and, just have a sort of understanding, then you need to know what you personally truly want and not what society wants you to want or to have or to do, not what other people want you to want, have to, all that, and not what like family members, friends, anybody else. Like, it's not about anybody else's expectations, and it's not about anybody else's um like what they are pressuring you to want, have. Like, this is what we need to get rid of. This is what we need to unpack, and this is what we need to just like pull off like like a layer of an onion to make sure that we know what is it that you personally truly want, because that's how you can get to your authentic dream life or your authenticity and your dream life. So it's a very tricky thing because as we grow up, we learn things, right? So obviously we are always amongst other people, we are always within society, and we are always in our families. So like we can't grow up without learning. And even like a lot of them are unconscious things, but we learn through what we see, and we learn what they teach us, okay? And with this information, we build something that is in our minds, um, our our life, or our life, or like um, sort of guidance of how to do things, how, what to want, what to have, what is good, what is not good. So we build this up in our heads, and we build this up and learn this in, a lot of them is in our unconscious mind. And so we need to just dig deep and get to the root of these things, and like check what's in there and see if it really is something that we truly want. Okay. So just to give you an example, maybe you grew up listening to and internalizing how you need to have a very, I don't know, high earning job. Okay. Maybe this is how you grew up. That this is what your parents were telling you, this is what your teachers were telling you, this is what an authority figure that you really listen to, or your peers, whatever the case is, this is what you learned. And you are doing it, you are in it, you are, winning it, and yet you are still really suffering and struggling inside and not enjoying any moment of it whatsoever. But you have it. It's something that other people only dream of, and yet you are unhappy with it. So, this is why we need to go deep down, and maybe we can uncover that actually you don't want such a high earning career or profession, or that exact thing that you are in, right? Because in this day and age, for a lot of us who are fortunate enough to be in safe homes in the current world and the current situation, and have an internet connection, we are fortunate enough to have a lot of different ways in our hands to make money, and to make a lot of money. Like, we are in a fortunate age. Maybe I can say that. I'm not sure. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is that we have a lot of opportunities. And 10, 20, 30 years ago, there were a lot less opportunities. There were a lot less flexibility when it came to earning money and earning a lot of money. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is we imagined um, sort of profession or job or a career that is a high earning but is not making you, or whatever, whoever is this, person that we are imagining, not making them happy. Okay. So um the the thing is that we need to dig deep down. We need to dig deep down and check, maybe they are not happy with it, maybe they don't, like, they would still want to, be financially stable and have a comfortable situation going for them, but maybe they are happy earning half of what they are earning. Okay. Or maybe they want to earn it in a very different way, where, I don't know, it's not so high contact with clients, or it's not so stressful, it's not so, there's not so much responsibility involved. There, all these things. Okay. So we can uncover that what is going on for you is not what you truly want, but when you were growing up, this is what you were told, this is what you internalized, and now you're living it, but you are struggling and suffering, and you don't know why. The why behind it is because it's not what you truly want. And this is what, one thing that we need to uh, put into place to be aligned, to make us feel like, okay, like, I know what I want, I know who I am, I'm happy this way, and this is my dream life. I'm living my dream life because I sorted this out. Let's say that, okay? So that was one thing that I wanted to start with, and then let me just check my notes again. Um, Another way to make sure, or another thing that's like included in or explains what a dream life is a life where you don't live in victim mode. Now, what is victim mode? Victim mode is when you tell yourself that things are happening to you. Okay, when you step out of your responsibility, when you step out of your role of leading your life, your own life, and taking responsibility for your decisions and making sure that your decisions, every single one of them, represent the person who you want to be and the life that you want to live and the goals that you want to achieve and the dreams that you want to make a reality. Okay, so this is not, and I really want to highlight this. I'm not like, if anybody is in a dangerous or abusive situation, this is not to shame or blame or victim blame. Like, that's not my point here, okay? There are situations we can get into very bad and very dangerous and very harmful situations. Anybody can do that. It can happen to any of us all of a sudden. You step out on the street, whatever can happen, basically. But I'm not here to scare you, also. But also, I'm not here to blame anybody who is in an abusive situation. And I'm not trying to say that, you created this for yourself. So whatever, sort it out. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that you need to take a look at your life and what's in your life and decide that you're going to take the steps to change the things that you are not happy with in order to live your dream life, right? And stepping out of the victim mode when you are just going with the flow and everything's just happening to you, and you feel unfortunate, you feel so stressed, you feel like you can't handle it, you can't get a grip, you can't lead your own life, you can't make decisions, like you are in a helpless situation. That's a victim mode, okay? And from the victim mode, you're not going to be able to create a dream life, because that's like a receiver, that's a passive way of being in your life. And if you want to change it, if you want to create your dream life, if you want a dream life, you need to step out of that role, okay? You need to, because otherwise you're not going to be able to change it, because it's not that easy. And you do need to look at it from the driver's seat. You need to be in a driver's seat to make it happen for yourself. So that's another thing that's included. And so I'm checking my notes again. Um, you need to make sure that it's everything you want, and everything that's in it is what you want. That's a dream life. Everything you want and everything that's in it, you want it. Now, what's the difference? This difference. Everything you want is anything you can imagine that you really truly want for yourself. Okay, that's easy to describe. And everything in it is something that you want, is whatever you already have, whatever you already include in your life, including people, including feelings, including relationships, including everything, is including items. So everything in it is something that you want. So you need to check all of them, and make sure that you want them in it to get, the closest possible to your most authentic dream life. So, is the relationship you are in the romantic relationship you are in, do you want it? You already have it. You are in it, but do you still want it? Today, would you still choose this person to be with? For example, that's one question. This same thing goes to your other family members, and I know that you can't just say, okay, well, I have this sister or brother, for example, and I don't want them in my life, so I just don't have a sister anymore. This is not what I'm saying, obviously, but there are so many ways to, uh, let's say, communicate less. Maybe you need to completely cut someone out of your life because that's what's true to you, that's what you truly want. Maybe you want more friends, then you need to work on building more connections with other people who can be your friends. So, but this is about, what is already in it. Is that something that you want? So you need to get conscious about it, because let's say maybe you live in a house, or you have a car that you hate. Then it's not your dream life car, okay? And I'm not saying that it has to be something that is super expensive. Like I said, if that's what is true to you, then yes, it includes a fast sport car. But if it's just something that's not, I don't know, 10 years old, it's a newer thing, and I don't know, it's in a certain price range, in a certain condition, you have room to play there, right? But if you know that it's not something that you still would choose and you still want right now, then it's not part of your dream life. It's not something that you really want. It's not something that is bringing you closer to your authentic self and your real authenticity. But just with that being said, just recognizing that it's not it is already a step closer than, living with it. And like I said, being like a victim to having this in your life and you don't even want it. And I know it can get very complicated, but this is kind of like the basics. So this is what we need to cover in order to define the dream life and see, what is it for us. And then, now that I pretty well described what is a dream life and what do I mean when I say dream life and how you can imagine it. Now let's see how you can get it. How can you get it? So, like I said, you need to check what's in your life right now. That's step one. You can say step one, or that's, a step in this journey. You need to check what's already in your life, and see if you want it. Like I said, this is the start. This is a very good start. And when you realize that there's something that you want to change, or something that you want a different version of, or you want something new, then you need to allow yourself to feel it, and for this to be your truth. Okay, this is a very important step, because sometimes we will shut ourselves down, and sometimes we will tell ourselves that it's good enough, it's fine, when we want something completely different, want something else. And when you do that, you are discrediting yourself. Um, you're destroying the connection to your inner voice and to yourself. So it's very damaging. So once you know, you need to acknowledge it, and you need to let it be your new truth. Like I said, you need to get out of victim mode, and you need to start taking responsibility for what you want, and for what you have in your life. Okay, so and again, this is not to, blame anybody or shame anybody who is in a very complicated abusive situation, but it's more about just looking at what is already part of our life, and seeing what decisions we made to get it, to make it, to create it, to have it, and how we could decide differently from now on, for example, if that's not something we still want and we want again and again and again in our lives. Um, and this is a very important part to help yourself connect with yourself. You need to build a very strong and very honest connection with yourself, so you can hear your inner voice and know what you need, what you want, what's true to you. For that, you need to have a very good connection. And if you ask a question and then you give yourself an answer in terms of, is this something I still want? Is this the relationship I still want to be in? And the answer is no. And then you start an inner dialogue of shaming yourself and blaming yourself and discrediting what your honesty is, and telling yourself it's fine, it's okay, you are overreacting. This is, like I said, destroying the connection with you. And it's going to make your mind want to hide the information. If your mind knows that whatever it tells you, it's going to get shame and backlash and hate for it, and you're going to abuse yourself, then it's going to start hiding your true and real information. It's going to start hiding what you truly want because it's not safe. It's not safe in that case for your mind to share it with you. And isn't that sad? Just honestly, isn't that very sad? You can't even be honest with yourself because the hate that you're giving yourself for it is so unbearable that your mind would rather not even let you know what's going on. What do you really want? That's why it's very hard for a lot of us and a lot of people to know what they want and to navigate this life. This is like a lot of people's reality. And if you are one of you, then you need to keep listening and you need to keep coming back and you need to learn more about this because it can get better and you can do better. And it is possible for every single one of you. Okay. So this little pep talk over. Let's get back to the list. Um, you need to screen your thoughts and emotions. And this is very particular and a very like kind of like a busy job, right, like imagine you're an administrator and you need to, I don't know, screen every single error message in like a system or whatever. I'm not really a techie person, so if I said something really, like something that is totally not how it works, then sorry, but just imagine, okay, just imagine you are working in tech and you are screening for error messages amongst like huge, massive data. Like we have every day, we have tens of thousands of thoughts running through our mind. Our mind is scanning everything, all our surroundings constantly, and takes the information. You just don't really consciously look at every single information that goes in because you couldn't. Like right now, I'm not thinking up until now that I'm starting talking about this. I wasn't thinking how my pinky toe on my right foot is touching the floor. I didn't think about the feeling that it generates to my body. Okay, because it's not painful, because it's not in pain. If it was broken, then I would probably be, and it was freshly broken, let's say, I would probably be in constant pain and I would constantly feel that pain, and it was constantly very consciously giving a signal to my mind that that part of the body is really hurting. But when it's not something you think of. Maybe you can smell things now that I mentioned that you didn't even realize like 2 minutes ago. Maybe you can hear things from outside your house, and you only realize it now. Maybe you can hear birds singing and you didn't even realize until now. Okay, so but these things all get stored in your mind, and I'm not saying that you need to go through every single bit of this, no, but you need to go through every single thing that is important to your life, that makes a difference, um that shapes you. If you sorry, if you want to change the way you are eating, for example, then you need to check every single thought you have around food, around eating, around drinking things, around why you want to do it, and if it's something to do with your mind. Let's say you want to lose weight, then you need to check the thoughts that are related to losing weight and related to other people who lost weight and related to people who had an influence on you about this subject. You need to check all of this information that's already stored in your mind, and you need to get like a map of it. You need to see the list. You need to see it clearly what's going on there to be able to create a lasting change and to be able to get closer and create your dream life. And you need to do the same with your emotions. But it's like emotions are obviously different. So, what's an emotion? An emotion is a vibration in your body. That's what an emotion is. Okay, and it's most of the times I would say like probably 99 or 90, whatever. So most of the times, let's say that way, it's created by what you are thinking and your thoughts. And what you perceive from your surroundings and what information already is going into your mind. So if you get clear on your thoughts, and if you check them, and if you can screen them, and make sure that you know what's going on in your mind about that one thing that you want to change. So I'm not saying that you should check every single area right now and constantly all the time to make changes. No, that would be way too much. Usually you would want to start with one thing, and you would want to start with small steps. But once you have the clarity over your thoughts, then it's easier to check your feelings, and it's easier to um, make it's easier to make a change towards what you want more. So that's how you need to screen your thoughts and your feelings. um, once once that's done, then like I said, you need to learn to be honest with yourself and not to abuse yourself for it. I already covered that topic. Then you need to make a commitment and create a plan. And like I said, you want to start with small steps, and you want to start with one area at first because it would be way too overwhelming. So, one area, small steps, and getting clear on what's in your thoughts, getting clear on what you are feeling, and going from there. um and yes, and that's how you can then create a plan of how you're going to achieve it. But you need to be very flexible with the plan as well. You need to give room for changes, and once you created a plan, you need to constantly monitor the plan. You need to check it every now and then, see if you are still on the right track, so if you are still everything is still going as you wanted to and as you planned, and if you're getting closer to your dream. And if not, then you need to make changes, and you need to overcome obstacles. And the last thing I would really add here, so that I can finish on a lighter tone and on a lighter mood, is that you need to make sure that you have a lot of fun doing this and going through this, because this is busy work, and this is hard work, and this is a lot to do. And you need to make sure that there are going to be parts of this journey, and that you're going to really, really, really enjoy, that you're going to love, that is very inspiring. You're going to be feeling very passionate, and it's going to be amazing. But there are going to be very hard parts as well. And you need to make sure that you have a lot of fun. So when the hard parts hit, you still know why you are doing this, and you still want to keep going. Um, we can get very harsh on ourselves when we want something, when we want to change something. And we tend to forget that there's a better way. And the better way is to be compassionate with ourselves and to make sure that our needs are met. So if you're trying to reach a goal, let's say you want to start up a business, but you already have a full-time job, and the way you want to go fast and start the business very fast and just have it up and running is that you sacrifice most of your sleep, and that's not going to be sustainable on the long run. And it's going to be a miserable experience for you. But your dream life shouldn't be miserable to you. If your dream life is miserable to you, you're doing something wrong. That's an absolutely easy and clear sign to know that you are not living your dream life. You're not in your authentic self, and you are not getting closer to what you truly want. Is if you are miserable because you are hurting yourself, because you want too much of yourself, because you don't meet your basic needs. Okay, this suffering and struggling is very different from the uncomfortability. Is that a word? Let's say it's a word. So like how uncomfortable it is to do new things and experience new things and just go in a different way compared to how we used to go. That sort of discomfort is very different to the misery of not meeting your basic needs, for example, and like, trying to be very harsh on yourself and trying to just get the maximum out of yourself to an extent where you would hurt yourself in multiple ways. Okay, it's very different. And I'm not saying that getting to your dream life is going to be sunshine, rainbows, and unicorns and, all the good things. And you're never going to feel doubt, or you're never going to think about just giving up or turning back or not doing it altogether. That's not what I'm saying. It's not something that is super dreamy, even though it's a dream life. It's not something that is easy and simple and fun all the times and happy, happy, joy, joy. It's not like that. Um, there is struggle, there is difficulty, and there, because it's different from what you are already doing or what you're already having or what you're already creating. So there's definitely discomfort. There's definitely, with change comes discomfort. With change comes struggle. With change come a lot of things that you don't like, and things that you need to overcome, and things that you need to solve in yourself to be able to get to the next step or the next level. But that's very different to, like I said, to when you um, try to do it in a way that is harmful to you, like to a very high extent. Okay, so this is what a dream life is, and this is what you need to create your dream life. And I hope that you understand, sort of, that you have a clearer understanding of what I mean when I say dream life and how to get there. And if you feel like you don't want to go alone on this journey because it's complicated or whatever, you just don't want to go alone, then I would encourage you to join Dream Life Unleashed. It's a beta program that I created, and it's starting on the 15th of July, which is Monday. It's going to be a 10 weeks program. And during this 10 weeks program, there's going to be 9 training videos going through exactly the topics that I gave you and some more, to how to create significant changes in your life and how to create your dream life. That's what's going to be our topic, the main topic. And so we're going to go through everything that's needed in a lot of detail to get there. And there's going to be 9 training videos, like I said, and it's going to be done with you. And what that means is that it's going to be dropped weekly. And I'm going to definitely take into consideration your feedback and what you want and how I can serve you best with the next step. Like, what do you really need to understand to get to the next step and get further and further on this journey and get there by the end? So other than that, there's like a community support, there's personal feedback and personalized support included, and there are a few bonuses that are really great. Affirmation cards, for example. If you are into affirmation cards, then this is definitely your program. And also there are other digital goodies and printables included that I'm going to develop throughout the program to make sure that it's really custom tailored and it's really matching the topic that we are working on that week. And there's going to be weekly Q&A as well in the program. So it's not going to be a program where you get, it's not as intensive as like for 10 weeks every day you need to do something and it's a lot of work. No, it's not like that. It's going to be a lot more practical, but it's still going to be something that you need to learn. So there's going to be learning involved with videos and training materials. And then there's going to be the workbooks and all the digital goodies and the printables to help you understand what the lesson was better, to help you practice and to help you get there. And anytime you have a question, you can ask it in the community support group, or you can ask it from me, and I will if it's a topic that it needs like the deeper explaining, then I will provide a video feedback in the group, or personally to you. If it's something very personal, then I will send it to you in a different way. But that's how it's going to work, and it's going to be, like I said, 10 weeks, and within the 10 weeks I'm going to give you everything that I learned on how to create a dream life. So like I said, if you don't want to go alone on this journey, then join us. I will leave links in the description, or wherever this is going to be posted, I will leave links in the description of where you can find it. And if you join before Monday, you get an early bird discount of £5. So just go check it out, and if you have any questions, let me know, and I will see you in the next podcast episode. Have a great day.